afternoon, I love going to my local Vietnamese cafe to have a delicious Vietnamese soup. But when you discover how easy it is to do at home, well, there's no need to go to the restaurant, you could do it at home. First of all, we need 3 cups of stock. So I've just got some chicken stock here. If you can get your hands on some duck stock, then definitely use that. Along with 3 cups of water. I always like to use a combination of water and stock for this recipe because we are going to be using some Peking duck legs. Now the Peking duck legs already have some flavours to them. There's some 5 spice in there, a little bit of garlic. So this will help our stock go from a standard stock to an amazing stock. So let's open this. We'll take the duck legs out and simply pop them into our pot. And there's some gorgeous juices down here, so I'm going to not waste them. We're going to add them to our delicious broth also. So just for some extra flavours, 1 whole onion, simply cut it in half. In it goes, along with 3 star anise, and that'll give it a wonderful licorice flavour. Some more cinnamon. And if you like a little bit of heat, I add 1 whole chilli, just a long chilli like this, and cut it in half, along with some ginger. Now I need a good hit of ginger here, so just cutting it into slices, pop it in. We want to cook that for about 20 minutes. So 20 minutes to heat up that duck so it falls off the bone. In the meantime, I've got some rice stick noodles here. This is going to bulk out our soup. So we'll just take it out of the pack and just heat them up in some hot water. So we'll use about half of this and they just need to rehydrate. While they're rehydrating and the soup's bubbling away, we can get on with our accompaniments. So I'm going to add some spring onions to this. I like about 4 of these and we just want to slice them on an angle. Just use the white part. They're the sweetest section of the onion, along with some herbs. So use lots of herbs for this recipe. In Vietnamese cooking, it's actually quite important to use a lot of them. I've got some Vietnamese mint here and it's as simple as just picking off all the leaves. And the best place to find these is at your local markets, and if you can't find them there, at your local Chinese grocer. Of course, coriander, so I'm just going to cut about half of this bunch, and that is going to go on the top at the last minute. So we'll wait for our soup to finish cooking, approximately 20 minutes. The last 5 minutes, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar and, of course, some fish sauce. Our soup is cooked, it's very aromatic, and our duck, look at that, it's soft and tender, almost falling off the bone. So just very carefully remove them from our broth onto a chopping board. Just let them cool slightly before you start picking the meat off them. And you can see there's loads of meat on this duck. So even just 2 pieces of duck leg like this will feed 4 people. So our noodles, they've rehydrated nicely. Just gonna wrap it around my tongs to make it a little bit easier to get out. Drain off that water, and now we can start adding the duck. So just very carefully take that meat off and don't throw away the bones. I know I always say it, but it's really important just to keep them. Next time you make a soup, they're fantastic to add. I like a lot of duck in this, so I'm just gonna grab a big mound of it and we pop that right in the center there on our noodles. We might as well use all of it here. On it goes. Fill it to the top with our gorgeous broth. Look how rich in colour that is. It smells so good. You can smell cinnamon, the anise. And just when you think there's lots in this soup already, we're adding more. Some sprouts on top for the garnish. And we're going to mix our spring onions, our Vietnamese mint and coriander together. Pile that on top. Look how gorgeous this soup looks. And I always like a little bit of chilli on the side. So I've got some samba olive just on the top there. For some zestiness, a little bit of lime, just 1 cheek. We can pop that straight in there. And this is totally optional, but just for a little bit more sweetness, I love to add a little bit of ketchup mayonnaise just to finish it off. So just a few drizzles, maybe half a teaspoon. And that is it. The perfect Vietnamese soup. It's lovely and fragrant, and the addition of duck is just spectacular.